Okay, so here we go. It's the big game today. Gargi, can you play some visuals if you can? Rohit Juglan has already sent these to us in the last 2 hours, and crazily, 4.5 hours before the game started. What are we seeing? This is what you are seeing outside the Chepauk. Look at this RCB ka boss Virat, but and these are all CSK fans. These are visuals from outside the Chepauk Stadium from 3 4 p.m. in the afternoon. This is what this build-up is all about. RCB versus CSK, and another CSK supporter, Shomik Chakraborty, who has created a storm with KKR but is a die-hard CSK fan. It is his team. He joins us as well. By the way, Shomik, let's set it up. From 2008, CSK has not lost to RCB at the Chepauk. Sachin was still playing. India had not won a World Cup in 2011. Cricket was not the same. No COVID. Gargi was a toddler. Imagine, it was a different world. Imagine what it was. That's how CSK versus RCB stack up today. Gargi Raut, if you wear your RCB fan hat, do you give this team a chance? 16 years they haven't beaten CSK at the Chepauk.
But let's remember what happened the last time RCB and CSK met. Yash Dayal defending 10 runs in the last over. I think we should not forget that. And also remember what RCB has done in the opening game, very first match of the IPL, of the season. And it was a resounding win from RCB against KKR in their own backyard against, a spin lineup of Varun Chakravarti, of Sunil Narayan, and the rest of the bowling attack as well. So when you think of this, RCB is actually heading in very, very strong. They will carry that momentum. And if I were to put my RCB fan hat on, I am 100% giving this team a chance to win. I know Shomik's already smiling. He's probably getting his metaphors ready, football metaphors ready to call RCB. What did you call them?
Also round.
I forgot the word. Also rans. You call them also rans, but
Yeah,
they are
Tottenham
running
Hotspur
very
of
far
IPL.
away. No, they're running very far away.
Yeah.
Okay,
RCB.
brilliant. Who is this? There's the man. There's the man. Come on, Mr. Juglan, set it up. I was watching your Hindi live. It was excellent. Yes, there were some internet issues here, there, but the stadium atmosphere looked brilliant. Rohit Juglan, set it up. What's happening?
Boryada, allow me to speak in Hindi because my Hindi live is also going live. On my other phone, the
Yes.
Hindi is also going. तो
हाँ,
अभी
बोल
जो है
भाई, बोल।
मैं 3-4 बजे से यहाँ पर हूँ और पहली बार ऐसा देख रहा हूँ कि आरसीबी और सीएसके फैंस जो हैं वो इक्वल नंबर्स में तो नहीं है, बट आरसीबी फैंस भी काफी संख्या में यहाँ पर हैं. अगर आप देखेंगे यहाँ पर ओवरऑल ये जो पूरा बे है पीछे का, वो पूरा आरसीबी फैंस भी आपको दिखेंगे और सीएसके फैंस भी दिखेंगे. ये जो स्ट्रीट है पूरा का पूरा, इस स्ट्रीट को अगर आप देखोगे तो फ्रॉम द वेरी स्टार्ट जो वल्लजा रोड जहां से शुरू होता है, वहां से अगर आप देखोगे तो विराट कोहली की भी जर्सीज उतनी ही लगी हुई है हर जगह पे जितनी एमएस धोनी की लगी हुई है. सो वन मैन हु कैन चैलेंज महेंद्र सिंह धोनी सुपरमेसी यहाँ पर, वो विराट कोहली हैं. और मैं बहुत सारे ऐसे लोगों से बात कर चुका हूँ हिंदी लाइव में जो कि आपको दिखेंगे चेन्नई के हैं लेकिन सपोर्ट आरसीबी को कर रहे हैं, बैंगलोर के हैं लेकिन सपोर्ट चेन्नई को कर रहे हैं. सो ये चीज आपको पूरे आईपीएल में यहीं पर देखने को मिलेगी और बहुत कम स्टेट्स में इस तरह की राइवलरी जो है वो आपको देखने को मिलेगी. और फैंस रहते यहाँ हैं, सपोर्ट वहां कर रहे हैं, वहां रहते हैं, यहाँ सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं. सो मतलब मेरे हिसाब से अभी और क्रेजी होगा ये एटमॉस्फेयर बोरियदा.
By the way, I'm wearing orange. I am not supporting Chennai as some people are saying or RCB. I've got nothing to do with any IPL team. No KKR, no Chennai, no RCB, no nothing. India wins and I have my Mishti Doi. That's it. Shomik Chakraborty is a CSK supporter. Shomik Gargi for RCB, you for CSK. Shubhan and I neutral. Rohit is from both teams. Shomik, what's happening? Does RCB have a chance against you people today?
RCB haven't won at Chepauk since 2008 and they are not going to win today either. Simple as that. End of story. I mean, at Chepauk against that kind of RCB played very well, obviously. I have to give the credit where the credit is due. They played very well against Calcutta Knight Riders. in the first game against the quality of Sunil Narine and Varun Chakravarti. But this spin attack, Ashwin, Jadeja, and Noor, this is world class. This is a couple of levels above the Calcutta, above KKR's spin attack in terms of quality, in terms of international experience, and in terms of all-round brilliance. So from that point of view, I mean, once again, they are not going to break their duck. That's for sure. Maybe this time around, buyout by their win in the first game, they will stretch CSK a little bit more, but eventually they are going to be the gallant losers.
Lovely. So Gargi says we have a chance. Shomik says no chance. Rohit is my man on ground. But before that, Shubhan, where do you stand? CSK, RCB. Are you giving RCB a chance or it is all yellow? What's your story? Where do you stand?
No, RCB are winning today. Their last win came in the inaugural season at Chepauk. But I disagree with what Shomikda said about our CSK spin attack being a notch or two above KKR's bowling lineup. Ashwin and Jadeja, yes, they have done their fair share in international cricket, but in T20s, in IPLs, I think Sunil Narayan and Varun Chakravarti, their current record, and their quality, I think you won't find a Ravindra Jadeja or a Ravichandran Ashwin or Noor Ahmed in all-time IPL playing 11, but you will find a Sunil Narayan in that all-time IPL playing 11. So that says it all. And even Varun Chakravarti, how he's bowling in the last couple of seasons, but that's a comparison we'll do in CSK versus KKR game. But I firmly feel that this RCB lineup, batting, bowling wise, they have all bases covered, and I have been saying it since we started our preview series. Krunal Pandya, very underrated, picked up 3 wickets against KKR. If he finds some grip in this Chepauk track, he will be a handful. They have Swapnil Singh, they have a Suyash Sharma, they have Mohit Rathi as well, who is an unknown commodity as of now, but he's a decent leg spinner, is what I've heard. So RCB have their bases covered. Their batting lineup, yes, I agree, Livingstone and Tim David are not the best of spin players, but Rajat Patidar, Virat Kohli in the recent times, how he has brought in the sweeps to his armory. Even against KKR, I was reading somewhere that every 5 ball he was attempting a sweep. So that sweep shot is on. Phil Salt is a decent player. We all know that. So RCB is a very, very good team this time around and have a really, really good chance against CSK.
Rohit Baba, you are showing us the visuals. Gargi, full screen for Rohit. A lot of people asking about the pitch that the Chepauk curator listens to CSK. Pitch का क्या scene है भाई? Turn होगा नहीं होगा? क्या मसाला क्या है? Somebody is saying it's Mysore dosa versus some other dosa. Anyway,
it's known as Kaveri Derby.
हाँ, जो भी है भाई, pitch का बताओ थोड़ा.
Mute.
Rohit, mute.
Yeah. Yes. तो कुछ लोग इस राइवलरी को एल कलेशी को भी कह रहे हैं कि इसमें कलेश ज्यादा होता है, दोनों टीमें भिड़ती आपस में काफी ज्यादा है. लास्ट टाइम हरभजन सिंह ने एक इंटरव्यू में कह दिया था कि धोनी ने टीवी तोड़ दिया था, और वो हैंडशेक वाला कंट्रोवर्सी, बहुत सारी चीजें यहाँ पर लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. फैंस जो कि बहुत जबरदस्त वाले फैन एक दूसरे से मिल रहे हैं, वो कह रहे हैं भाई आज तू तो नहीं ब्रीच कर देगा सिक्योरिटी, आज तू तो अंदर नहीं भाग जाएगा सिक्योरिटी बैरिकेड्स को तोड़कर. ये भी मतलब मजे ले रहे हैं फैंस एक दूसरे से काफी. बट कमिंग टू द पिच पार्ट, वही होने वाला है, विकेट वही होने वाला है जो थोड़ा सा स्लो होगा, स्लगिश होगा, थोड़ा बॉल फंसेगा. सेकंड बॉलिंग ऑब्वियसली डिफिकल्ट होने वाला है, क्योंकि बोरिया था, आपको भी पता है, सबको पता है यहाँ पर कि 1.5 किलोमीटर दूर तो समंदर है, तो समंदर एक इसमें बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है. सो अगर आप देखोगे तो सेकंड बॉलिंग जो भी करेगा, चाहे वो आरसीबी करे चाहे वो सीएसके करे, उनके लिए डिफिकल्ट होने वाला है. आरसीबी के लिए और डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा, क्योंकि उनका जो बॉलर कॉम्बिनेशन है, इन एक्सपीरियंस उसमें थोड़ा सा ज्यादा है. अगर वो मोहित राठी को खिलाते हैं, स्वप्निल सिंह को खिलाते हैं, सुयश अभी बहुत इनएक्सपीरियंस है, उनके पास ज्यादा से ज्यादा वो कृणाल पांड्या का एक्सपीरियंस है, लियम लिविंगस्टन का एक्सपीरियंस है थोड़ा सा, तो उनके लिए और ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा. बट स्टिल जो फैंस से मैं यहाँ पर बात कर रहा हूँ, दे आर मतलब टिपिकल बैंकिंग उनकी वही है कि रजत पाटीदार किए होंगे. दे आर नॉट सेइंग, और ये मुझे इंटरेस्टिंग लगा बड़ा, कि वो लोग विराट कोहली का नाम उतना ज्यादा नहीं ले रहे. यस, उन्होंने कोहली की जर्सी पहनी हुई है, दे आर सपोर्टिंग आरसीबी बिकॉज ऑफ विराट कोहली. बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू द एक्चुअल मैच टुडे, वो कह रहे हैं कि नहीं, रजत पाटीदार विल बी द की, रजत पाटीदार की होंगे. तो मींस सिर्फ उसमें नहीं आए, फैंडम में नहीं आए, दे नो देयर क्रिकेट, दे नो देयर टीम. तो वो मुझे सुन के बड़ा अच्छा लगा. कृणाल पांड्या की जिस तरीके से लोग बात कर रहे हैं कि वो एक इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले कर सकते हैं, उनका रिकॉर्ड अगेंस्ट लेफ्ट हैंडर्स बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है कि एक लेफ्ट आर्मर बॉलर के लिए लेफ्ट हैंडर बैटर्स के अगेंस्ट बॉलिंग करना इतने अच्छे डेटा के साथ वो बहुत कम देखने को मिलता है। अमूमन तौर पर मैचअप्स उसे खारिज कर देते हैं दैट अ लेफ्ट हैंडर कैन नॉट बॉल अगेंस्ट लेफ्ट हैंड बैटर्स, लेकिन कृणाल पांड्या इज ऑपोजिट टू दिस। और पिछली बार भी आज शुभेंद्र हिंदी में बहुत अच्छे तरीके से बता रहे थे दैट वेंकटेश अय्यर के अगेंस्ट जब कृणाल को लगाया तो उन्होंने तुरंत विकेट निकाल लिया, एक बाउंसर भी डाला और विकेट भी निकाल लिया। सो यहाँ के लोग अपनी इस क्रिकेट को समझ रहे हैं, दैट्स रियली रियली वंडरफुल टू टॉक टू देम, जानकारी लेना उनसे। और जस्ट कोहली को लेकर के एक वो नहीं है, एक फैंडम वाली बात नहीं है, बल्कि दे नो देयर क्रिकेट बुर्यादा।
Gargi, this is a very important point when it comes to Chennai. It is one of the most educated audiences in the country. And it's a fact. Credit where due. Chennai knows its cricket. And this is what Rohit is talking about. Rohit, you can, Gargi, you can Rohit, आप वीडियो स्विच ऑफ कर सकते हो जब मैं आपसे सवाल पूछूंगा, आपको बुला लेंगे, because you are doing
okay बुर्यादा,
yeah, I understand.
बुर्यादा, okay,
absolutely no problem. So Gargi, this is something that is stand out. I mean, you can play some visuals. Exactly. This is, and if you see the question section, somebody is still saying I'm wearing yellow. No, boss, this is orange. I'm not colorblind, whatever I am. The point is, Chennai, this build up, Dhoni versus Virat, some Virat supporters. Does RCB feel the pressure? 16 years. This is a Southern classic, whatever, Coventry derby, some derby. The craze about Dhoni, Kohli, all this. Do you think there is additional pressure? Like last year, this whole, RCB celebration after beating CSK. Trisha was telling me that the fans celebrated because they had made the playoffs. But it was interpreted as if that entire public celebration was because they had beaten CSK. And people even criticized them. Set it up, Gargi. How important, if you wear a RCB fan hat, which you and Trisha are, and I've got totally no problems with that, people should. How important is this? Is this a special game? Is this better, more important than, say, a DC match or an LSG match or a RR match or a whatever, Hyderabad match? Beating Chennai, how important is that?
The players will probably come out and say that they're going to take this as another game, like all players do. But at the same time, certain games are special. Certain games hold a special place in fans' heart, in the players' heart as well. And when we talk about an RCB versus CSK, it's always when we talk about the fans. Thala versus King, that's the debate that's been happening since the past 2 days. Thala for a reason trending on Twitter. Virat Kohli, King, Thala versus King, something trending on Twitter. So when we think of all these fan wars, the pressure is bound to build on the players as well. When we talk about RCB especially, 18 years, it's been long overdue. RCB has had some of the most brilliant squads in past seasons, but have failed to execute, have failed to click. And sometimes, it's difficult I think RCB is pretty lucky that they have a very, very loyal and a very solid fan base. Otherwise, it would have been very, very difficult for them to rally around fans like this. Look at an LS, look at a DC, maybe an SRH, who really don't have that kind of fan following, but have really good teams. And RCB, well, Virat Kohli is there, so that's one factor. But yes, RCB versus CSK, very, very special. Thala versus King is what is going on in the fan bases right now. And on social media, it's completely flooded with memes. Obviously that last match as well, in the last IPL, everyone saying that RCB celebrated as if they had won the title and all of that. So everyone's poking fun at each other. I think it's in great spirit. But when it comes to Chennai fans, they're the most educated on the game, I think.
Shomik, a lot of people are saying don't compare with KKR spinners and all of that. Let's face it, KKR spinners had an off day. Anybody can have an off day, they did. It is not that, this whole defensive act that there is due, that is why they did not do, and all this is nonsense. They did not bowl well, they lost one game. No big deal. It's T20 cricket, for God's sake. And RCB batted well. Phil Salt bludgeoned the attack. By the time, Sunil Narayan was brought into the attack, already they had taken the game away, RCB. So no big deal. Having said that, Shomik, If I compare the RCB spinners, a Krunal and a Suyas, compared to the Chennai Super Kings spinners, I do think CSK has a bit of an edge there. Shubhan might differ. Where do you stand? Set it up for me. Chennai Super Kings spinners versus RCB spinners.
Yes, not only the Chennai Super King spinners versus RCB spinners, absolutely. There is a gulf in class. In fact, I will not say the difference. I mean, see, those international wickets and everything, Shubhan is right, and I agree with Shubhan in terms of Sunil Narayan. As far as IPL is concerned, Sunil Narayan will walk into an all-time 11, of course. But at the same time, you cannot buy class and experience in a supermarket. I mean, when these RCB spinners might not be getting wickets in a heap, but they has the ability, they have the caliber to break the game open. One incision here, another dismissal there, they can break the game open, which is true to their batting. If you look at their batting lineup and compare it to our Royal Challenges Bangalore, I mean, Virat Kohli fills out Rajat Patidar, that's fine. But after that, when the game is very tight, like it was against Mumbai Indians, you needed Rachin Ravindra's class. When the pitch is a little tricky, when the pressure is on, you need that kind of class, Rachin Ravindra's class. And if you look at Chennai Super Kings lineup, you will see that kind of a players in plenty. Number six, Sam Curran. Number 7, Ravindra Jadeja. Number 8, MS Dhoni. Maybe Ravindra Jadeja will not play a 20 ball 50, but when the situation is tight, like he will be excellent in terms of partnership batting. So they know how to handle pressure and situation. And as far as the spin bowling is concerned, any day you cannot compare Kunal Pandya and others with Ravichandran Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja, and Noor. The way he has been bowling, he could be
Shubhan,
he could be the
my point. That is my point. Ravi Chandran Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja, and Noor Ahmed. Krunal Pandya and Suya Sharma. It's a no match. There,
Absolutely.
that is where I think CSK steals a march. When I see a Phil Salt, I see a Virat Kohli, I see a Rajat Patidar, I say yes. In batting, RCB is as good, at least in the top order. I absolutely agree. A Liam Livingston, you add him there. But when I see these three spinners on a wicket where there will be some assistance, Ravi Chandran Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja, Noor Ahmed, boy. And then you compare with a Krunal Pandya, with due respect to Krunal Pandya, very good friend of mine, 100% effort, passion, trying. But there is a difference in class, Shubhan. There is a difference in class.
No, I completely agree there. But at the same time, Jadeja and Ashwin in T20 format, they are more of defensive bowler. They are not your wicket takers. Your wicket taker in this three-man spin attack is just a Noor Ahmed, who will give you wickets. But at the same time, if you remember the last time around GT versus RCB in Ahmedabad last season, Virat Kohli took Noor Ahmed to cleaners. So Noor Ahmed and Rashid Khan. So that was Virat Kohli's game in Ahmedabad last time around. So it is not that Virat has not taken down Noor Ahmed. Yes, Chepauk pitch will be a huge difference today. It will assist Noor Ahmed, and that's why CSK went big for Noor. But at the same time, Ravindra Jadeja and Ravichandran Ashwin, if you go by how they have been bowling in the last 3-4 years in IPL, then they are more of defensive bowlers rather than your wicket takers. Even if you take the last match, Jadeja bowled 3 overs, 21 runs. That he has been doing for ages now. That come, bowl your overs, cut down that overrate thing, and just finish up your quota and go away. That's what Jadeja has been doing. Ashwin in the last match picked up just 1 wicket, 31 runs in 4 overs. That's in Chepauk. So they are not your proper wicket takers. So for wickets, I think CSK will be heavily dependent on Noor Ahmed, not these three together. For RCB, they know that we are no match against these three or any other spin department. We all know that RCB is perhaps the weakest link is their spin attack, and that is why they can bowl fearlessly. They don't have anything to lose. Swapnil Singh, he knows if he picks up wicket, he will make national headlines. Suyash knows that if he picks, like Suyash was very clever in the last match. He started to bowl very quick or through the air. He was taken to the cleaners, but again changed his pace, dropped his pace by 7-8 kilometers per hour, picked up Russell's wicket and changed the game completely in RCB's favor. Runal Pandya was bowling bouncers to Venkatesh Iyer, and just when he thought that Venkatesh Iyer is pushing through his back foot, he fired 103 kilometers per hour delivery towards his stump and cleaned him up. So these all players, they are no Noor Ahmed, they are no Rashid Khan, but they are very street smart. RCB spinners are very street smart. So they can tackle, they can navigate through that. They don't have the pressure. Oh, he has been brought for 15 crores, 10 crores. We will be dependent on these three players for picking wickets. They know that we are the weakest link of our playing 11. So I think that's the advantage. That's the free mind by which RCB spinners will go into the attack. And on the other end, Jadeja with all the Chinna Thala thing, Ashwin with all the homecoming thing, they will have the pressure of proving their worth once again for CSK.
Shubhan has beautifully changed the narrative in favor of RCB, saying CSK has all the pressure. Music to Gargi's ears. Is it that? Is it that, Gargi Rao? That, all the pressure is on Mahendra Singh Dhoni and his boys and Ashwin and Jadeja on home soil, all yellow. Is it that? But you are actually talking about an MS Dhoni who thrives under pressure, soaks in all the pressure and delivers. Has done that for 16 years. Only cricketer in the world who doesn't play for 10 months and then somehow manages to play the IPL brilliantly. His mind is a Harvard Business School case study. Gagi, is it true that the pressure is on Chennai and not on RCB? I would say 16 years, no win, the pressure is as much on RCB.
Oh, 100%. RCB will take some pressure. Like I said, I think this is the year where they really need to make it count. Not that they would lose their fans or anything else, but it's been long overdue. It's been 18 years of not winning anything. And it's quite a curious case when we talk about RCB. And I don't know how it hasn't happened yet, but as long as there is an MS Dhoni behind the wickets, anything can happen. And the game can turn anyway. It can turn on its head, it can turn in favor of anyone. So as long as MS Dhoni is there, I wouldn't discount CSK at all. I think heading into this match, yes, CSK and RCB both have started their campaigns on a high, but RCB has a bit of an upper hand when we talk about the batting lineup, with the way that the squad is clicking from the first game. What we've seen, if they are able to do what they have done in the previous match, I think RCB will have an upper hand. But apart from that, pressure is on RCB. I think it's on RCB.
And believe me, Gagi, and believe me,
Ravichandran Ashwin to Virat Kohli, Mahendra Singh Dhoni stumps him in a flash. What will be the decibel count at the Chepauk? 150.
Oh my gosh.
Only in Trisha's house, it will be complete silence.
and in Gagi's
I
house
was
also.
going through there was some foreign blogger in the last CSK game, and he was in the CSK stand. So he was wearing CSK jersey, and along with all the CSK fans, he was supporting all the MI wickets. He was cheering when all the wickets were falling. And suddenly Jadeja's wicket fell, and he was like, "Why everyone is shouting?" He just got out, and the fan nearby said, "It's Dhoni time! It's Dhoni time!"
No, my only similar experience is, and it's a horrible one. 1999, I think Shomik was also at the ground. Rahul Dravid gets out, all of us started to cheer because Sachin Tendulkar walks out against Shoaib Akhtar. Trust me, entire
Exactly.
Eden Gardens literally stood up and celebrated Rahul Dravid getting out because Sachin
Exactly.
Tendulkar is batting.
Yeah.
Fast ball, middle stump gone. Shoaib Akhtar screams like a lion. All of Eden, 70, 80, 90,000 people at that point. Pin drop silence. That's what happened in 1999. Pin drop silence. Akhtar shouting like a crazy man in the middle of the pitch. And all of us are like, what the hell happened there? And yes, I agree with what Shubhan just said. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Virat Kohli, these are great stories. But yes, Shomik, take it on.
And such an eventful test match that was. I mean, the final day, I mean, you will remember that empty stands and all. So such an eventful game it was. But yes, on a serious note, believe me, there's no captain on this planet who can handle free spinners better than MS Dhoni. I know he is no longer the captain, but he is the de facto captain. And in terms of it, not easy especially in a T20 game. handling your three spinners, and nobody does it better than MS Dhoni. And once again I completely agree with Shubhan saying that Ravindra Jadeja in particular, he is basically a defensive option, containment. Yes, absolutely, and he is absolutely spot on. But what does the trick for CSK is the fact that the partnership bowling. It is under Dhoni. It is death by strangulation. Ravindra Jadeja will not give you any room to maneuver. Now, at the other end, you have Noor Ahmed. What do? You go after him. And in the process, you lose wickets. So it is the way they do this part. It's not only about partnership batting. The way they have been doing this over the years, this partnership bowling. And I have seen many times 17 runs needed of 13 balls. For example, Ravindra Jadeja is bowling. Dhoni from behind the stumps. He is on top of his marks, about to bowl. Dhoni stops him. He adjusts his field, plays with the concentration of the batsman, and the next ball there is a dismissal. So that those mind games, nobody does that better than MS. So from that point of view, it's a partnership. It's not only partnership bowling, it's a partnership of the spinners and their de facto captain. And that makes the entire spin attack very, very lethal.
Interesting point there. Interesting point, Shubhan. But there is also a captain, and a good captain in Ruturaj and a good captain in Rajat. The two R's, the two R's, Rajat versus Ruturaj. Yes, kind of subtext in this whole Thala King story. But they are key. Ruturaj Gaikwad and Rajat Patidar. Set that up for me, Shubhan, before I go to Gargi.
Absolutely, and the way Ruturaj, see, both of them, these players are fighting the big battle. Ruturaj Gaikwad, he has been in the fringes of the Indian team and he wants to make a statement there as well. So now he's batting at number 3. Rahul Tripathi opened the innings last time around for CSK. So and Ruturaj came at number 3 and started to back the ball. 26 ball 53 at a strike rate of 203, and at this is at Chepauk. So impressive strike rate. Anyone who can bat at 200 strike rate at Chepauk is a quality batter. And along with it, if you look at Rajat Patidar, since 2022, he has scored 390 runs against just spinners at an average of 69 and a strike rate of 185. So he's a quality player of spin bowling. One of the key players today for RCB against spin will be Rajat Patidar. There is no doubt about it. And for Chennai Super Kings, you have a few players who can dominate your spinners. Rachin Ravindra is a fine player of spin. Rahul Tripathi can break the shackles in the power play. But again, the key will be Ruturaj Gaikwad. And these two players, what happened to Rajat Patidar in that England Test series came after a really good domestic season, but completely failed in the couple of Test matches that he got against England. So he will also be up for a redemption. Ruturaj Gaikwad will want to prove that I am not the player that is being labeled, that I am not your typical ODI player. I can play at a higher strike rate. So these two players, Rajat Patidar and Ruturaj Gaikwad, will be extremely key for both their respective teams, and they are fighting a larger battle rather than this CSK versus RCB.
And Rajat Patidar is also one of the better players against spin. He's a
Oh,
very, very good player.
that's why I said the stats: 69 average, 69, 185 strike rate since 2022. That is just against spin. So he has dominated spin bowling.
Gargi, can you just show us the latest visuals that Rohit Juglan just sent? Look at these visuals, folks. People are already streaming in. Look at these visuals that Rohit Juglan has just sent. He's there.
5:30. So the gates must have been opened. Yeah.
Yeah, the gates have been opened. They're all streaming in. I can't see RCB jerseys. There's one there. There's one there.
There are a few. There are a few.
There are a few here. There's some sprinklings, but it's almost all yellow. At least from this crowd here. Gargi Raut, you guys are very badly marginalized, I have to say. It is all yellow at the moment.
At Chepauk, in Kolkata, it becomes yellow. You are talking about Chennai.
Correct. I agree. I mean, what am I saying here? It has to be yellow. But Rajat Patidar, and this was one story. Another story is another, a kind of critical one for me is that opening one. A Phil Salt maybe versus a Rachin Ravindra. Phil Salt destroyed the Kolkata attack, and that's where RCB won. If RCB won, Virat Kohli obviously batted beautifully, those two sixes of Spencer Johnson. But Phil Salt took the attack to Kolkata. 4 overs, 50, game done. That's the wicket that Chennai will be after. What is the plan, Gargi Raut? What, according to you, will you start with somebody, like a Rachin Ravindra 1 over? Will you want to get Ravindra Jadeja 1 over? Do you want to get somebody like a Noor in the power play? Ashwin is a dangerous bowler in the power play. Maybe round the wicket from Ashwin. How do you get Phil Salt out? Could be critical for Chennai Super Kings. Gargi.
Don't get him out. That is my answer. Don't touch Phil Salt. Let him bat however he wants. Let him score as many runs.
Joined? 1 second. Has Rohit joined? Has Rohit joined?
No. He went off again. He had joined, but you were talking to me then.
The moment वो आएगा उसको लगा देना.
But Phil Salt, yes, let him be. I would not strategize against Phil Salt at all, and just let him tonk and go hammer in tongs.
This is Shomik, absolute Trisha's protege speaking. This is these two today night. If you see an RCB win, all you guys need to do is put these two on air, and there will be plenty of entertainment on offer. Trisha will scream like Parth Jindal. Gargi will do some weirdness. And if they lose, for God's sake, I am scared of my show. That also might get cancelled because they will start crying.
Don't break the TV if RCB loses, but that's it.
What happened, Shubhan?
Don't break the TV if RCB loses, that's it.
That is reserved for journalists of another platform. They are champions. TV, kicking here, there, bat, helmet, all that is complete nonsense. Anyway, doesn't matter. Question is, will girls still support RCB after Virat Kohli retires? What kind of a ridiculous question is that? Anyway, salt in Chennai will work? What does that mean? Because of the sea?
Will not work. Will not work.
Acha. Shomik, Phil Salt in Chennai. Tell me.
You have given CSK the recipe to unlock him, in the sense Ravichandran Ashwin round the wicket in the power play with the new ball, a leg slip maybe, and maybe a slip. So basically, you have served them with the recipe. But at the same time, I expect Virat Kohli to be very successful in this term against the spinners. Over the last few years, the criticism that he is getting stuck in spin, but I watched him at a very close quarters at the Dubai Nets, saw the amount of effort, even after achieving almost everything that cricket can offer, he has been putting in as far as facing spin bowling is concerned. Earlier, what he was doing, he was standing on the line of the leg stump and stabbing his hands towards the delivery. Maybe because it was because of the fact that DRS was on his mind. Now he is no longer doing that. He is playing spin in an old-fashioned way. He is going to the line of the ball. He did that against the KKR spinners also in the first game. So I expect Phil Salt. See, when the pitch is a belter, I would always pick, if I am to pick an 11, I'll always pick Phil Salt over Rachin Ravindra if I have to compare. But if the pitch is difficult, in that case, I will pick Rachin Ravindra because he is a better quality batsman. But I will keep an eye on Virat Kohli in this IPL.
Shubhan, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, yes, no, what's happening?
Looks tight, I think. It looks tight. Although he has been bowling at the nets, he bowled here at the Eden Gardens also. He bowled yesterday in Chennai also. But I think he's not still there in terms of complete match fitness. If he plays, he will be a pretty handful in Chepauk with his knuckleballs and cutters. He will be pretty handful there. But let's see what's the latest on his fitness. If he's fit, even there are concerns regarding Virat Kohli also, and I won't be surprised if we see him as a impact sub today. Yesterday, when Star Sports was showing a montage of his batting at the net, he just planted his bat there and was stretching his back as well. So his back is creating a slight issue for him. So Bhuvi and Virat, we have to see how they fare in terms of Bhuvi, whether he plays in the playing 11, Virat, whether he comes in as a impact sub or not.
Okay, so quickly, last 4-5 minutes on the show. Gargi Rao, do you play fantasy? If so, what's your team?
I don't play fantasy much, but why don't you go around the panel and I'll quickly make my
Okay,
team.
I'll give my team. I play fantasy every day. I'm actually going in with a 7-4 CSK team. I think CSK has the home advantage. I've got all the three spinners in my lineup. I've got Ashwin, I've got Noor, I've got Ravindra Jadeja with Noor as my vice captain. I've got Rachin Ravindra as my captain because I think Rachin Ravindra will also bowl left arm spin and get a wicket. I think Rachin Ravindra will on a tough wicket, taking from Shomik, will score better than Phil Salt. I've got Phil Salt in the team. Phil Salt, Virat Kohli, Rajat Patidar, and Josh Hazelwood are my 4 RCB players. I've got a 7-4 Chennai balance because I think on home soil, they start favourites on a wicket which will help their spinners comparatively when I say RCB. Who, I might get it completely wrong, but that's the fantasy
You
11.
replace Hazelwood with Krunal or Suyash, I would say.
Yeah. So that's I will want to see the pitch report and maybe replace a Hazelwood with a Krunal Pandya, because Krunal Pandya will bat at number 5 or maybe 6 and also bowl 4 overs and get a couple of wickets there. So stacked with all rounders, that's the only change. But Shubhan, closing words from you and Shomik, and before I give Gargi a minute, what is it likely? Who's your pick? I mean, set it up for me. Set it up. Are you saying RCB? Are you saying Chennai? Take a position. Take a position.
No. I think RCB have a very good chance to win this game, and I feel that they will pip CSK to win this game and register their first win in Chepauk since the inaugural season of IPL. So this will be their second win in Chepauk, and they have a pretty good squad. They have a pretty good squad. CSK, for all their strengths and their tactics in Chepauk, I think they will just fall short against RCB this time around. I expect Rajat Patidar to fire all cylinders.
22-11 head-to-head, 8-1 says Obro Mishro in Chepauk.
Right. 3-2 since 23, I think.
20, whatever.
3-2 in favor of CSK.
He's saying an 8-1. That's a very heavily lopsided, marker, Shomik Chakraborty. Clear advantage to CSK, at least statistically.
And I think it is not going to change tonight also. I mean, I expect a close game. But CSK to win. And as far as the combination is concerned, I think, as far as I am concerned, only 3 RCB players will get into that CSK side: Josh Hazelwood, Virat Kohli, and Rajat Patidar.
Gargi, your final words. And every day there's some statement which I think is the story of the day. That is Shubham Dalmia. He says Shubhanda is more confident than RCB players. That is the statement of the day. For me, every day there is one viewer who makes the statement of the day. Shubham Dalmia. Shubhanda is more confident than RCB players. Gargi Rao, you have the final words.
I mean, look at it. Shubhayan has been backing RCB since we were doing pre-IPL shows. He said that, they
I am putting my 100% prediction record online in this game. In this season.
No, I am also predicting RCB to win this one. I think they have the upper hand. Yes, it is Chepauk. Yes, CSK home ground. But I feel my gut is saying it's going to be RCB that's going to be winning today. And Phil Salt, my hopes are pinned on Phil Salt, but I think it's going to be someone else who's going to score a lot of runs. Maybe a Rajat Patidar.
Okay, so RCB says Shubha and RCB says Gargi. CSK says Shomik. We know which side Trisha is on. We will see what happens. At night, we will see half our studio this side, half our colleagues this side, and I will have to play the mediator role. I don't give a damn who wins. India will win. The broadcaster will win. They'll make loads of money. A lot of people will watch Rohit Juglan on the Hindi live. I will make my money there. I'll recover some of my costs. That's all that you want. At the end of the day, a Dhoni wins, a Kohli wins, and India wins. You guys can keep going whatever you want on social media. That's the fun of the IPL. Whoever is going to sleep tonight will have a smile on their face, either as a Dhoni fan or as a Kohli fan. That's what it is about. 6:30, Gargi Raut back with Rohit Juglan and the rest of the boys with her build-up leading into the toss. For the moment, that's all I have. Gargi, Shomik, Shubhan, and everybody watching, thank you very much. And Shomik, keep your updates on KKR coming. You have made Shujanda an absolute national celebrity. Keep that going. Keep that going, because that story is viral. And make no mistake, that is Shomik Chakraborty's story, and we will keep going with that. By the way, Shubhan is going to Mumbai tomorrow. Shubhan is going to Mumbai tomorrow. So he will track KKR in Mumbai from the Wankhede on the 31st. So from tomorrow onwards, you can see him on in front of the Wankhede reporting and building up to that KKR Mumbai match. It's great fun when I see my reporters happy, smiling, and traveling. Thank everybody for watching.